Hello and welcome to another mindfulness session with me, Billy. Today we are on a short mindfulness walk. Now in this video I'm going to be discussing and describing the process of a mindful walk. But the best way to get the benefit from one is to actually go on one yourself. Firstly, you can't really immerse yourself in this environment through a video. Secondly, what my senses pick up, what my mind processes, and the flow of that will be very different to yours. And most importantly, as I say, I'm going to be describing what I'm sensing and the process. And doing so can be good for some. It can help anchor to the experience, help you continue to do it. But for others, describing and putting into words can invite too much of that thinking mind and that overthinking mind, which is something which you might be looking at trying to get out of doing this. But for the benefit of this video and for yourself, I will try to describe it. It might be quite difficult, so bear with me. So, like many other mindful sessions and mindful practices, it's best to start off with that breath. So taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and out. And as you breathe in, notice how coming out on this walk affects the breath and the smell. I'm smelling very leafy and trees and fresh air. It's nice. And the first thing which hits me is a load of crowing. Don't know if you can hear it, it's coming from that direction. And what I'm seeing is the orangeness of the leaves. And what's very important again is not to label what you're seeing or hearing, but hearing the sound, hearing the crowing and the cawing rather than hearing the birds, hearing the tweeting rather than hearing the birds chirping. And straight away, the brightness of those leaves there and how it contrasts in with the shadows, the little specks of white on them. And don't, allow yourself to stop, listen to what you can hear in the further distance, to touch the hardness of that and smoothness. Obviously, make sure you're sticking with the social distancing and the touch and all of that, and wash your hands. But enjoying this process, just taking it easy, taking in what you can hear. Try not to focus on one sense. For some, it might be a case of going through the 5 senses, or just walking and seeing what stands out. The slight rustle of the ground beneath me in each step. Feeling a slight breeze on the back of my neck and on my legs. Thought there was a strong sense of a strong smoky sense someone was having a barbecue. The whoosh of traffic. How the shadow contrasts with the ground, looking at the different colours and sizes of the stones. And again, those birds making a bit of a racket. Now, if something you see, hear, touch, taste and all that conjures up a thought or a memory or some kind of thinking, as with most mindful practices, just acknowledge it, allow it, and then bringing your attention back to the breath, back to your environment. Again, using that breath as an anchor. Straight away now I can feel the ground becoming a bit more stony, which is causing it to rattle a bit and become a little bit more uneven as I walk over it. And there's another sense, your sense of balance. And right there, looking at the different colours and shades of the trees, how the light bark goes with the darker wood underneath. Again, that's very described, very much a thinking process in the head. Try just observing. Again, more traffic. And over there, again, the comparison between the textures and colours of the leaves, the greens to the yellows, how that tree, how the path of that tree goes up and wonks around and branches burst out of it in different directions, and how those branches different to the thinness of those branches, and how vines can wrap around the trees in different colours in different directions. Again, sticking with that breath. And as I go further, that was clearly the chuckle of a pheasant. Again, conjures up ideas and memories and thoughts and stuff, bringing back to the breath. And over there, you can see the fells. But again, not to label them, not what fell are, but looking at how they go, looking at the top and how that changes, looking for any paths, or not looking for, but noticing any paths, any grooves, any trees on them, how you can see the grass next to the stone, looking at the how one may be a bit closer than others, and then just with the breath, moving that focus to different parts. Straight away my attention's caught with this tree and how the bark on it is flaky, looking at the grooves on it, and all the way to the top, whilst stopped listening to the distance, whoosh of traffic, chirp and tweeting, the cooing of some pigeons in the distance there, different leaves and branches again, and yeah, I enjoy nature, I like walking out in nature, but if you're seeing some man-made things over there, just say, acknowledge them, they are there and you're witnessing what is around and you're observing the present moment and what is. Again, connecting to that breath, allowing that breath to ground you into the present moment, allowing it to also pick up any smells and tastes. And just the fresh air. And seeing any birds that you just missed there, flying across, looking at the movement of them as well. Not just seeing them for solitary things, but watching the movement of it. And again, if something really just catches your eye, like that single bit of yellow there, if you could see it. Again, the whoosh of traffic, chirping. Again, those I'm describing what I can hear, not necessarily the exact sound. It's like saying, what does a strawberry taste of? It's words can only go so far. And again, just looking at how, you can go as deep with your detailing with your eye, looking at how, the different directions, the thickness to the thinness, and any greenery that comes off it. And as you go through things like the path might open up and lead to another gust of breeze, just again noticing it. And mindful walks can be, you can walk mindfully for the entire walk, for just a part of it. It could be anywhere. It could be whilst walking through town. It could be going deep into the woods, wherever. And again, it's each to their own. As I say with other practices, what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another. But I hope this has helped. Please go out on a mindful walk and then come back and leave me a comment. Let me know how you think. Share it with anybody else who might benefit from it, who might want to try something new. Subscribe, and next to subscribe there's a little bell icon to be notified if I do any more videos. Next I'm looking at doing a little video on some more breathing techniques, just to again further that connection. But until then, take care, stay safe, shoot straight. I'll see you around.